Juraj Slafkovsky is the most disrespected player in the entire NHL. And with all the rumors surrounding Correy Perry, could we potentially see a trade incoming? I'll break all this down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into that, just want to say that 82.6% of you guys aren't subscribed. So if you're looking for a home to daily NHL content, look no further. Go down below, hit that subscribe button. Become part of the community here because we'll be here all season long, keeping you up to date on what's happening around the league. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, and that is the most disrespected player in the NHL. And of course, we are talking about Juraj Slafkovsky of the Montreal Canadiens, a former first overall draft pick. And I mean, ever since he's been drafted, I know last year he did go out with an injury, and even the beginning of this season, people were calling him a bust. People are saying he's never going to develop into that number one overall prospect that he once should have been, but I have to disagree with this. I really enjoy Juraj Slafkovsky's play. Obviously, this guy's only 19 years old. It's too early to call this guy a bust, in my opinion. I really do think he has a lot to offer to this Montreal Canadiens organization, and this is a draft class where we've kind of seen some guys like Shane Wright, who has been struggling a little bit. He's been picking it up a little bit here now. And even with Alexis Lafreniere there, just a couple years before Juraj Slafkovsky, or I think it might have been the year previous, correct me if I'm wrong. But we see him this season starting to break out of his shell and start to become into that number one prospect that we all expected him to come in the first year in the league. But when you look at draft class like this, like Slav's a class, they weren't really, generational talents, say, like Connor Bedard this year. Everybody knew Connor Bedard was going to come in and light it up. It's just the way he's played. He's, a Connor McDavid potential type player. But Slav wasn't really this type of player. He was a guy, a power forward, an 18-year-old power forward coming into the league. I mean, you don't really expect this guy to go out there and get you 60 points his first year in the NHL. And of course, obviously, he went down with that injury, which really sucked to see. I mean, he only played 39 games in his rookie season. But now this year, I mean, he is playing pretty decent hockey as of late. As we take a look at his stats here, I mean, last year, like we say, he played 39 games, only had 10 points. But so far, through 21 games this season, he has 6 points. But, I mean, the point total isn't what to look at here. I mean, if you're a Montreal fan, if you've watched a number of Montreal games, you could see the improvement from Slafkovsky from game to game. I mean, he's looked phenomenal out there. His playmaking has very much improved. And as we take a look here, Juraj Slafkovsky had one of the biggest games in the Habs uniform on Saturday. He wasn't just leading the charge offensively, he was creating time and space for his teammates in the offensive zone. His line, along with Dvorak and Caulfield, was constantly generating good scoring chances. Speaking of which, Caulfield scored his first 5v5 goal of the season in the win against the Sharks. But we also take a look here. Slafkovsky has 4 points less than he scored throughout his entire rookie season, and he has played 19 fewer games. Production is one way to assess how well he has played, and in his last 10 games, the Slovakian native has scored 5 of his 6 points. Even more impressive is that 4 points came in his last 5 games. So as we see here, this guy's only getting better throughout every game he plays. I mean, to me, it seems like every game we see Slafkovsky play now, he's getting better offensively, getting better defensively, and we've seen him a couple times here. If you've watched any Montreal games, throw those no-look passes, throw those passes across the crease, and really start to generate some scoring opportunities for this Montreal Canadiens team, which is great to see. I really do think that Coach Marty is really going to help this guy's development. He played with a guy like Vincent Lecavalier, which I would kind of compare Slafkovsky and Lecavallier's game to be fairly similar, so I really do think he knows what he's getting with this type of player and how to develop a player like Slafkovsky, and I really hope that he picks it up and is playing better, because like they say here, in his last 5 games, he has 4 points. So he is starting to, come out of his shell and become that number one draft pick that everybody wants him to be. And I'm not down on Slafkovsky. I'm really a big believer in this guy. I really do think that he's going to come out here, come out of his shell and just start playing great hockey. I mean, you can't expect him to come out, get you 50, 60 points, only his second year in the league. really not his second year in the league. He only did play 39 his first year, so I mean you could kind of consider it, his first, season in the NHL. And I mean he's been playing great hockey. He's been fun to watch out there on the ice, and I'm really hope that this guy can pick it up because right now he's getting so much hate from media, so much hate from fans, saying that he's a bust and all these things, and that Montreal should have picked this guy and all this. Stuff surrounding him, and I really do think he's doing a great job by pushing that all to the side and just focusing on his game and focusing on getting better. Because I mean, like I said, every game you watch a Montreal game, he's getting better every game. In every single game he's playing, whether it's passing, whether it's playmaking, whether it's playing great in his defensive zone. I mean, this guy has a bright future. I really do think the sky's the limit for him. I really do think that he will evolve into this first overall, prospect that we all expect him to be. And we know we've seen a couple guys be late bloomers in the NHL, and I really do think this is what the case is with Juraj Slafkovsky. So we really do hope that he can pick it up and get back playing the great hockey that we know he will. But we're going to get into our second topic here, and that is Correy Perry trade incoming. And as we take a look here, Correy Perry will remain away for the Blackhawks for the foreseeable future, and the Blackhawks GM said. And they also say here, this is a team decision, not Perry's decision. He says no additional details given. But we also seen here earlier by his agent saying that he was out for, personal reasons. So it's kind of really up in the air of what's going on with this Correy Perry situation right now. Is he out because the Blackhawks are keeping him out? Is he out for personal reasons? It's really all up in the air of what's happening right now. But, I mean, when you're keeping a guy like Correy Perry, a veteran, 38 years old, we know what he can do in the NHL, out of the lineup. I really do think that we will see a trade incoming. As we see here, this could indicate that something's brewing in Chicago's offices. The Blackhawks are in a position to trade him at a high price to a cup contender. And obviously, like I said, Correy Perry, a notable player, has been a great player in the NHL over his tenure there. Last season, he did put up 25 points in 81 games for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Obviously, this guy has been a great player. Like I said, a great playoff player for these teams he's been on over these last couple of years. He was a big piece in that Montreal playoff run just a couple of years ago in the bubble, so I really do think that this guy is great value for some of a contending team that needs a veteran, needs a guy who can go out there and get you a goal, get you an assist on any given night, a great leader in the locker room. He's been in the playoffs. He knows what to do there. I believe he made it to the Cup final 3 years in a row, so he knows what it's like to make these deep runs, knows what it takes, the mentality it takes to get through the playoffs and get to a Stanley Cup. So I really do think that this is a really high value guy that you can get at a really cheap price. And a team that is looking at him right now is the Edmonton Oilers. And this was a proposed trade from the Blackhawks to the Oilers. As we see, it would be the Oilers would dump Jack Campbell and send Xavier Bourgault, along with Philip Broberg and Ryan McLeod, to Chicago in exchange for Correy Perry, Peter Mrazek, and Taylor Radish. For the Oilers, it's $8.88 million going out, with $8.558 million coming in. So, I mean, I really do like this trade offer. I think this trade really fixes what the Oilers need right now. They really need their goaltending to be better. And with adding a guy like Peter Mrazek, I think this benefits both sides. You're dumping a contract like Jack Campbell out and getting a great goaltender in. I believe his save Peter Mrazek's save percentage is over 900 this season with 4 wins, I think 11 starts. So he has been playing great hockey for Chicago so far this season. So bringing a guy like this into Edmonton, into a team who was struggling to start the year, they're starting to bounce back a little bit now, and bringing in solid goaltending, bringing in a veteran presence like Correy Perry could really help this team push further to get back on track, get back into that playoff picture. I really do think this would solve all the Oilers' problems right now. And obviously we know Chicago is in a rebuilding stage, so, dumping Jack Campbell's contract onto them could be beneficial for the Oilers because the Blackhawks can, deal with that. They can take that in. They know they're not competing right now, so they can take that contract in and try to move it later on down the road when, they are contending, or maybe Jack Campbell will come in and start playing great hockey in Chicago. We'll have to see what happens there. And I really do think that this is a great trade for both sides. As we're just going to bring it up again here, obviously, Like we said here, Taylor Radish is a great player too that we could see excel in the Oilers organization. And you're getting a couple of prospects back here like Bourgault, Philip Broberg, and Ryan McLeod to Chicago that they could use for the rebuild as well. So I really do think that this trade is best for both sides here. Like I said, the Oilers get the goaltending. They get a veteran like Correy Perry, and the Chicago, gets rid of some of their veteran guys and gets a couple younger guys back for the rebuild. So I really do think this is something that we could see happen. I really do think Correy Perry in an Oilers jersey will be really fun to see. I really think he would fit into this lineup very well. And like I said, Peter Mrazek's having a great start to the year, so it'll be great to see him in Edmonton, playing great hockey over there and helping this team get back into the playoff picture and hopefully make them go further into a deep playoff run. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below. What do you think of this trade? Do you think that Correy Perry is on the move? What do you think the whole situation is surrounding him right now? And what do you think of this trade? Do you think this is great for both sides? Let me know down in the comment section below. But with that said, I'm going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, and that is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Daniel. He says, great video, boys. Good to see you both back together. I know it was me and Mark's first video back together yesterday. We've been having some trouble trying to find times between both of our schedules to do dual videos for you guys, but we will have definitely some more coming up in the future. Just thanks for your support, Daniel. We always see it down there. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for commenting, and especially all you guys, thanks for all your support. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're setting our new goal at 3,000 subscribers, so we really appreciate it if you went down there and hit that subscribe button. But if you enjoyed the NHL, make sure to check out this video that's popping up on your screen right now. But I've been KC. Keep your stick on the ice.